Welcome everybody, François Letarte, GDR D30. I'm making a video response to Shawn Driscoll about a video he made about why would you change your game, why would you change your game you're playing. I don't remember everything he said, but from that point I will ramble. Well, why? There can be many reasons. One that I can see, I have thought about it a little, is that at some point you have to find the right game for the right group and the right game master. You can, as a game master, come and impose a game to your players and they will go along with it. But at some point, if you happen to have that group for sometimes, you may feel that this game may simply not fit the style of game the group is playing. So you have to search for something else, and that's where you can begin to experiment, make one-shots of many stuff, and sometimes you may find the right game. The example I have is a Pathfinder campaign I'm in. When the game master came with our group, we were already a group and the game master was searching for a group, so we invited him and said, yeah, we want to play with you. And he came with Pathfinder. Okay, Pathfinder is really not my favorite game. I don't like that game that much, but it's a good game. I can admit that it has lots of qualities. But we got along with that game. But that game master was used to have min-maxers in his groups. He used to play with min-maxers and people who were messing around a lot with the numbers, which is fine if it's what you want. But my group, we are a role play group. We will put more energy on the role and the interaction. So he wasn't used to that. It was quite a shock because sometimes we were into our role-playing mode, but he wanted to get over us. Well, not to beat us, but he had his own reflex and habits of putting the Pathfinder rules and all the feats over that. And sometimes we had some sparkle that came and some discussion arose from that. But so he wasn't used to that kind of play. And his campaign was a political one. He's very inspired from Game of Thrones. So we were glad to have that. That's the kind of game we want. But it was strange that he wanted such a political heavy game with a style of play that was based around combats and feats. Okay, I guess that it was the game he was enjoying, and it was the game he wanted to use for every situation. But with time we came to some compromise, and we were, personally I was enjoying my character into that. It was strange because I played at night, and the part I enjoyed less into that Pathfinder campaign was combat, just because of the rules. Because you just shift the speed of the game to fight. The fight should be fast, but that's my opinion. But nevertheless, I wasn't arguing that much in the end. I was looking forward for what's coming because we were enjoying the campaign. He was able to put that political heavy game forward and get us into it. But at some point I felt that the game master was fading away from Pathfinder. Probably he felt that it wasn't the right game for our group. As a group, we knew it, but it was the game master's choice. We respected him, and the game master has quite a load on his shoulders. So we don't want to, my reflex is not to bother him with his choice of game. You know, if it's the game he's comfortable with, I'll let him do his stuff, just not to put stress on him. But I felt that he understood that he was fading away from Pathfinder with us. And we will start a campaign with a much more rules-light game in a couple of sessions. Probably it will base more on role-play, and he found a game that he was pleased to introduce us. It's a pirate game. You won't find that in English. It's a French pirate game called the Pavillon Noir. But it's for the example. So, why would we change game? It's because at some point, maybe you have to find a game. You have to find the middle line between the players and the game masters. I just had a similar video in French that I've posted yesterday. But yeah, you have to find a middle line between the players and the game masters. At some point, you have to find a game that the game master is pleased with and that will reflect the kind of story he wants to put forward and the kind of group he has. So that may be a reason why you would change a game. Other reasons is just because you want to experiment. You know, I'm that kind of experimental guy. Sorry. And I once in a while, I used to bring new games to the table. Hey, let's try that, and just for the fun. But by experimenting, you kind of you remove the roughness of your taste, and and at some point you know more what you want. Now, you know, I have my go-to game. You know, Shawn, you have Traveler. You talk about Traveler all the time. Well, me, it's the D6 system, BRP. You know, for fantasy, I really love advanced fighting fantasy. But that was, you know, lots of years of trial and error. And I have my go-to game. But at some point, I may end up with a group that none of these games will fit. That I will try the game with them, and at some point, well, maybe I should go somewhere else, and I will end up with Traveler, maybe. So yeah, I hope it was pertinent enough. It was useful enough as a video response, but I was glad to do it. If you don't know Shawn Driscoll, go check out his channel. Lots of stuff about role-playing games, lots of stuff about Traveler, the role-playing game, the Mongoose version most specifically. And the link will be below for his channel, so I invite you to check that out. And my name is François Letarte. Up to next time. I hope you have as much fun in your life as in your game. Bye.